Nerdcore could rise up. It could get elevated. Nerdcore could rise up. It could get elevated. Nerdcore used to be just a made-up word. MCs tried to wait.
Is it?
Yeah, that's it. We're back.
Okay, I didn't know if you had like a whole thing.
No, it's just we're back. We took a week off because I got the itis. Then I gave Lily the itis. We fought off what?
All kinds of itis.
All kind of itis. We fought it off for 3 years. Then boom, hit it. But I will tell you that pill is wonderful, even though it gives you that nasty taste in the back of your throat. So yeah, so we're back. So everyone, we took a week off because of that, and then we'll go over the rest of the month here after a little spiel. But welcome to Every Man's Guide to Nerddom, where we are two 30 to 40 something year olds who talk about pretty much whatever we want. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kyle. And if you guys would like to hang out and be a part of the community, we have a Discord server with a link down in the show notes below. Join the server. Discord's free. There's all kinds of opportunity for continued conversation with other like-minded and possibly not like-minded nerds. Lots of topics to talk about in there, everything from animated movies, comics, cartoons, video games, ball sports, beer, Lego, Funkos. If you name it, it's there. If it's not there, name it and we'll put it there so you can name it and it'll be there. Yeah, just meet up with everybody. Like, we got a growing community. It's going great. Also, if you'd like to hang out with us live and in person, follow Chris and I on Twitch. Chris over there under Guyver Unit 01, GUYVERUNT01. Myself is a little shorter name. No jokes. A little shorter name. KSIG, K_SIG. We try to stream every Friday and Saturday night on Twitch, doing community games on Friday night and Spooky Saturday on Saturday night, doing independent horror games that are usually a pretty good time. You see Chris get really scared. Life has been kind of sticking it to us lately, and I haven't got to do a whole lot of video gaming.
Me neither. I haven't streamed in almost a month.
It's been a bit. Like, I got a little bit in last week, and that was it. Like,
I didn't even get a little bit in.
Life is sticking it to us right now.
And it sucks. Like,
that's fine. That's what life does, right?
It really is. It still sucks.
Oh yeah, it still sucks.
Because we like to game. It's fun. We enjoy it. We enjoy gaming with each other. We enjoy gaming with the community. It's just
life's getting us.
Life. Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
And it happens as you get older, especially as the kids get older too.
Yep. I've been out, touching a little bit of grass and getting outside, and then you get sick.
And
you should not touch grass.
Sick.
Yeah,
and
you should. Yeah.
And
you
then,
need to stay in a bubble.
God, I need to.
And then inflatable bubble, like filter
how
lifestyle.
Awesome would that be? It's like that meme where they're like, why women have longer life expectancies, and there's that dude in that bubble. The ones that they
like the giant hamster ball thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that. And then he gets hit, like the Tesla's going like 50 miles an hour, hits him, and he goes up into the trees. That one.
Yeah, well, without the bubble, definitely be a lot longer.
Yeah.
I think that's a testament to our ingenuity of knowing that we are, as males, dumbasses, and we know that we're eventually going to hurt ourselves. So he put himself in a bubble, right?
We're vincible.
Yeah, we're vincible. We're extremely vincible.
We're extremely vincible.
High levels of vincible.
So, yes, so we are back. So I did get cussed out by B-Rob because we didn't record last week and he had to drive down to Texas, so he had nothing to listen to.
Re-listen. And you tell him that you're like, I was dying. You should have told him.
I got the itis.
Big case of the itis.
So
we're back on Bad Batch.
Back on Bad Batch, yes.
Bad Batch, episode 8. I actually finally finished. Finally? Man, I haven't recorded forever. I can't even use words anymore.
Words are hard.
Finally finished the entire season last night. Was it last night when I did it? Friday night.
Yesterday.
One of those nights.
Yesterday.
Last night, Friday night, one of the nights. That was Friday night.
That was Friday.
I finally got caught up on this season, and
I don't even know what day it is.
And I'm glad I caught up on it last night, and then we're talking about this episode today, tonight, whatever it is, whenever you guys are listening, because all the way up through the last like 7 episodes, and I'm like, man, it feels like it's very episodic, and there's some filler, and right here we're at season midpoint right now with this episode that we're talking about, and they really, this is where it turned. this episode, I think, is where it really turned.
Yeah, because last episode it was the beginning of the pivot, I think.
Yeah.
And then this episode's where it kind of just stuck it.
This one really stuck. And I kind of wonder, like, I don't know, the writer's room or when they're all meeting and they're talking about it, like, did they get like 7 episodes, 6 episodes in? They're like, we need to kick it up a notch. Or they're like, you know what? We're gonna throw some softballs out a little bit the first few episodes and make them fun and all that. But now we're gonna get, deep in the shit, which they did. Here out. This episode out.
They hired Elzar to kick it up.
Bam.
Bam.
Yeah, get your spice weasels. So I'm not always on top of my trivia, but by God, my Futurama trivia, I can get it.
He is the king. You're the king, Kyle.
That's my thing. That's my one thing. No, if you ask my 7-year-old, Chanticleer is the king because he's been watching freaking Rockadoodle on repeat for 3 days.
But that's such a great movie.
It is, man. I hear like all through the house. Like I can't even hear the music, but I hear him like Rockadoodle, singing his little ass off like through the whole house, and I don't know. It helps him clean apparently. So he just played that, and that song's only like 2 minutes long. A little Sun Do Shine song.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he hasn't had your Google do something to it yet, like repeat.
No, we had to find it. That soundtrack's hard to find. We'll have to talk about Don Bluth movies like even deeper sometime, especially like those. But yeah, that soundtrack is like actually kind of hard to find. I found the video of the song, on YouTube. Had to play it on the app on the TV because it won't do it on the Xbox on repeat. Had to put it on the TV through the little Roku app on repeat, and like over and over and over again. Stuck him in the living room, like, go clean, dude. And he just was singing and cleaning. He was happy. Just singing and cleaning. But Bad Batch, right? Like we got a thing to talk about.
We're gonna sing and clean in Bad Batch now.
So if you guys have never listened to one of these or watched one of these, depending on where you're at, we like to take these episodes, break them down as much detail as we can. And I think the rest of this season is going to be easier to do because the first, like we said, we had those kind of, in my words, not putting words in Chris, my words, they were filler feeling episodes. Like there was some stuff that happened, but
rural
roads. But they were very like visual action oriented. It was hard to talk about.
It didn't feel like The Batch.
No, but it just felt like a Saturday morning cartoon. Like, what are they going to do this week? Those wacky rapscallion clones.
What's going to happen at Camp Candy this week with Tech, Rekka, Hunter, and Omega?
Last week on Bad Batch. Yeah, like that. That's
what
the kind of feel I had. But holy crap, they turned the corner this episode.
Well,
and we got more that we get to talk about politics and shenanigans and board games and
everything.
Yeah. So if you guys haven't watched the episode, you're gonna get spoiled if you listen to the whole thing.
I will tell you, like I have.
We're gonna spoil the episode.
We did get some feedback on by about 2-3 people so far about how rough we knew when we called it the racing episode.
That was
about
a rough
how
one.
rough that was for us. They go, that was not you guys' best episode. It's go, no, we told you guys from the get-go. It's hard to explain. They're driving.
And they're going around. Yeah, like we needed. It'd
like us explaining NASCAR.
It'd be like us explaining what the guys that are announcing NASCAR were doing. That's what it would have been like. And
Johnny's picking his nose now and around again.
Well, they did a really good job of announcing him going around turn number 2 for the 473rd time. Whatever.
So we will tell you, we're not apologizing for it. It was just a hard episode to get through, and just letting you guys know.
I'm not apologizing for shit.
They can't all be winners. Kyle's not apologizing for shit. They can't all be winners. So with that, let's start Truth and Consequences.
Oddly enough, not shot in New Mexico. So
they're just weird.
There's your trivia.
So they're on a planet and we see Wrecker snoring. You know, the Batch is doing what they do. They're just kind of sitting there, and Omega's like meditating in her room, and Gonky comes up and gonks her.
Yeah. No, not like that. They, the gonk.
The
spaceport they're at looks like the spaceport from Mandalorian on.
does with
Where-
Amy
Sedaris.
Sedaris' character.
Yeah, like I thought that's what it was when I first saw it. Like that, because
Or
I
is
kept
this-
waiting for the Mandalorian and these to line up a little bit,
Yeah.
right? Because they're running new episodes every week, right? We still got some more Mando left. We're now, as of date of recording, at the end of Bad Batch, even though we're only on episode 8 here. And so I kept waiting for some type of like, this happened in the past, so is this to happen in the future? And you would see them like that would have been a genius move, but I think the release dates were not originally meant to line up like this.
I don't think they were
Happened.
either. But once we finally get to Mandalorian season 3, because it's very, very good.
Oh man, that was so good. Right
And we got a bunch of good jokes for that one too.
Mando's
least
still
we
some of
think
the
they're
best Star Wars out there. So
Yeah, I agree. I think that they're all by the end and where we are in Mandalorian with Bad Batch, I think that they're kind of intertwining. Like the stories are starting to line up with different points in movies and TV shows. Is what I think. That's my opinion. Like I think that they're going one way.
Well, what they're pushing for, or what's being done, what the Empire's pushing for right now, Bad Batch, and we see we'll probably see the after effects in Mando, because Mando takes place before episode 7,
8,
or before
7.
7.
You're right.
Yeah, 7, 8, 9. Trilogy 3. So Niner. And so I think maybe they're telling. We're seeing the beginning and the middle of the story. We've already seen the end. And so I think we're seeing the beginning and the middle, because we know that from Bad Batch, the Empire's really heavy on getting cloning technology. Like that's what they kept on Sue, and they kept got rid of everything else. Thank you. And then we're also kind of seeing some of that in Mando right now with what we've seen little hints of it. Right. And plus, we got theory. Do we want to talk about theories now? Well, let's wait. We can wait. We just do it.
I think we need to wait, because the problem is, I mean, we could talk about theories of Bad Batch, but we've already finished it. So I think that would kind of ruin it. And we haven't started Mandalorian yet.
We haven't, but I mean, I'm talking about it's going on.
Go ahead.
No, well, I mean, Mando's going on right now, and there's like, I just feel like they're like, we're going to see it all tie together. Probably, I thought we would through the end of Bad Batch, and then how Mandalorian's going to end,
right?
Or potentially end.
I did too,
but they didn't, as far as we know. Now they may. Mando's still going.
There may be a curveball that they're going to throw us.
We might see, an aged Omega in the season finale of Mandalorian. We don't know.
Or other. So if you don't know what we're talking about, we can't tell you yet, because we got another 8 episodes to go of this.
And I don't always know what we're talking about. But anyway, so it's let's carry on.
Okay. So they're asking Omega, are you meditating again? This is Echo. And she said, trying. Gungi taught me, but it doesn't work for me the way it did for him.
He's a lot.
And then he explains, he's a Jedi, you're not it. And she's like, you want to try? He's like, no, I don't like solitude. I had enough of it on, what do you say, Sacco Minor?
Minor.
Do you remember why he wouldn't like solitude? It makes sense.
Well, you would remember why. I probably wouldn't remember why, because I haven't seen.
They turned him into this RoboCop, basically. And he was hooked up to this machine. He was like the brains of the whole droid army for a while.
Yeah.
So he was, he had a lot of time to think, just kind of trapped in his own body, and he couldn't do anything about it. So I could see why that would be hard for him.
Yep. Solitude's bad for Echo. So,
yeah. So, and he says, if it wasn't for the squad, I'd still be a prisoner there, or worse. Omega, she starts asking, is this why you joined? And then Echo says, this is part of, he said, this is where I fit. This is where I'm needed. This is kind of the theme that we're seeing with Echo for this season.
Yeah.
Is I go where I'm needed right now. I'm trying to, he's still trying to help out. He's still fighting the good fight, even though the fight is gone. It's a new fight now.
Mm-hmm.
They get hailed, and they go, "It's Rex."
So how happy are you to see lots of Rex?
Oh, tons. Rex is my favorite clone. Well, besides the batch, regular clone. I love how Rex is here. Rex basically is calling them to Coruscant, and he said, Omega's like, what is that? And Tech's like, that's the heart and capital of the new galactic empire. And they start discussing, do we really want to go there? And Rex is like, this is a data extraction, but it's crucial. I'm going to send you the data coordinates and the landing zone, but this is vital. And
the amount
Echo,
of course that we've been seeing lately in the series is it's been neat to see it from like two different perspectives. We're seeing the live action stuff from Mando, and we're seeing the animated from Bad Batch, but all taking place in the same area. I would like to see some like side by sides, and if they've actually used some of the same assets for the Bad Batch episodes, because it's all CGI anyway.
Yeah, that would actually be pretty sweet.
That'd be interesting to see.
I wonder why they haven't.
Somebody probably has or has had the idea to do it, but so
not us.
But to compare the two, the time frame difference and how much, if any, of it's changed, which I doubt like much had. Like Coruscant's kind of its own little world, really. I mean,
it is.
And you've seen that from different episodes and different, like even in this and in Mando and other things, like some of the senators are just completely disconnected from reality and what's happening and what's really going on out in the galaxy. Not unlike real world. So it's I don't know. Of course, that's interesting to me. I wouldn't think I like it as much as I do, it being a completely urbanized planet.
Right.
But it is very interesting to me. That they've got that aesthetic without it being all like cyberpunky and stuff or too much.
Right.
Some areas,
well,
but yeah.
I don't know. It's been really interesting how they've portrayed it. Yeah. I thought I had something clever to say. I don't.
Dang
COVID brain's real, y'all. Like I am so fuzzy trying to keep a just complete thought since I got
it, buddy. You got it. You just hang in there.
You go, little fella. But we see. Did you see the cruiser? Okay, where they're panning out, they get to Coruscant, and then you see up there in the above that tower.
Oh yeah,
that's the. It used to be the Jedi cruisers. Now that's the one that's the Empire's. And I just thought that was really cool how we saw that in the distance.
Just passing ships back and forth.
Yeah. And Omega is just marveling because she's never technically seen a city like this. Or a world.
No, nothing this massive.
Because usually they're off on these remote worlds for these jobs for Sid. Who we haven't seen since the racing episode.
Nope. Most Sid's off doing Sid stuffs.
Getting her groove back. They land in this shady little dock.
Yep, this is the garage where Rex took the sniper last episode.
Do you remember whose garage it was?
Oh, I did. It was the sisters.
Martinez sisters.
Yeah. Martez sisters.
Martez, yeah.
So Omega gets to meet Avatar Omega here. Senator Chuchi. She's really just a tall blue Omega. I'm still standing by that.
No, I mean, you're not wrong at all.
Did they have the same guy? Were they like running? Anyway. Well, no, actually, she had been around because she was in.
She was in Clone Wars.
She was in Clone Wars, yeah.
Right. just be careful with your Chuchi.
Yeah.
We
haven't seen her a lot because they don't want to wear out her presence. So anyway, so now
you don't want to lose Chuchi.
Oh God, I can't believe I went through with it.
Yeah, I can. That was great. So basically, Rex is like, "Hey, I got to show you guys this," and he shows them the assassin, the clone assassin. And
it'd
they're
be
like,
really funny if they'd have been like shocked by they figured like it's obviously a body there, but like if they would just act and shocked like you kept up, you sick bastard.
Rex, why did you keep it?
Why did you keep it? You didn't even he stinks. He's a little funky. He's not refrigerated. So like,
he's not, is he?
No, he's just out in the open, out on the table like a friggin' Thanksgiving turkey.
Rex goes, "All right, time for a puppet show." How's it going? "Oh, I'm good. Here, I'm gonna kill you."
Pew 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 pew
pew. We're morbid. Rex tells him, they ask, "Who is he?" And Rex tells him his identifying number's been wiped.
Basically, they filed down the clone serial number, is what they did. So he's a ghost clone. He's untraceable. And the galactic.
You got the magic marker off.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Someone used off. 99 proof Mantel rubbing alcohol on him.
Yeah. Like, that's a lot easier than we thought the whole time.
That's all we had to do?
Yeah.
And Tech goes, "I was not even aware that was possible." And, they're like, "Who was the target?" Space Sheldon.
Yeah.
And he said, "A clone contact of mine named Slip. I came to Coruscant to get him out." Or it's Coruscant. No,
Coruscant. Well, it's just spelled weird. Coruscant.
Yeah.
Of course it's not. So.
Of course.
They still got questions about, like, why are clones targeting other clones was one thing that they asked them, like, well, that kind of bothered me. Like, they've been shooting at you too. Like, your own guys have been trying to take you out as well, your brothers. But, whatever. But targeting another clone or a senator. And so this is where it starts to get deep. Because the batch hasn't, like, they know that Rampart was a part of something. And I like how it builds in this episode. Like, it's just not throwing it out there on the floor and like, "Oh, we caught you." Like, there's actually steps that are going into the batch and Chuchi trying to catch Rampart. And then these, signs are obvious. If there's a clone coming to kill you, more than likely sent by the Empire, more than likely, because all the other ones are too busy trying to figure out if they still got a job or not. And,
should we go into work today?
I don't know. It's Friday. Or not Friday. What was it? Gosh, I can't remember. It was from Mandalorian. They're like, whatever the made up day, whatever the day was when it was one of the more recent episodes. They're on the train and they're trying to, like, whatever. And they, like, it was like Mondays. And what was that day?
What day was that? Was it Life Day?
No, it wasn't Life Day.
What was that? It's gonna bug me till we'll figure it out. And then they asked, they asked him, why would a clone be targeting another clone for a senator? And Chuchi goes, to silence us. Admiral Rampart has the entire Senate believing Camino was lost to a cataclysmic storm. Slip witnessed the truth. I wanted him to testify to Rampart's crimes. Remember this. This is extremely important for later episodes.
Very important.
Very important. Echo said, "Hey, I'll be your witness." And Hunter's like, "Yeah, that won't do any good. They won't. We're deserters."
We ran away, Echo, from home. They're not happy about it.
I was like, "Hey, Mr. T, no, we can't do that." So
now they know, they got to have evidence, and those are on the log on the Venator on Rampart's Venator.
Yep.
So,
which is his ship.
Yeah, I should have clarified that. Yeah. His spaceship.
It's a spaceship.
A spaceship.
Although it could have been a tattoo somewhere else. He called his Venator.
Venator. Oh, that's a weird place for the O. Anyway, So they know it's under lock and key and guard, and
it's being retrofitted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, lots of security. I'm surprised they hadn't wiped it yet. Like, what? They know it's on there.
Yeah.
Why would Rampart keep a lot? Oh, whatever. It makes sense for the show to continue. I thought he would have deleted everything, but he's got reasons.
Hey, more power to him.
Mm-hmm.
But Chuchi's like, I must be on the right track. And Omega's like, I can go look. And Chuchi's like, you have to have an escort, a Senate escort. So no.
Mm-hmm.
Then Tech's like, well, we can do it. We're covert. You know, he's basically like, just let us handle it. And Rex goes, okay, let's get to work. I'm like, that didn't take very much convincing.
No. All right. Good enough for me. Let's go.
All right, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
There's Chuchi walking with Omega now down some corridor with her guards. I still like their guard outfits.
There's something about like this part of course, like the Senate chambers and all that remind me a lot of not Elder Scrolls Oblivion. What was Morrowind, and how some of the like the buildings were made and stuff.
Yeah.
I've been trying to put my finger on it this whole time, and it just now finally came to me. I've been wanting to play some Morrowind again.
You getting the itch.
Getting the itch. Better than the itis.
You getting the itch is better than the itis. Well, and you know, Chuchi's talking to Rampart here, and I don't know, the guards' outfits kind of remind me of like Mass Effect-ish.
Yeah. What did we say? We said Mass Effect, and we said
Morrowind.
Garnet from Steven Universe.
Steven Universe, yep.
Yep.
So Rampart's like talking to Chuchi, and then he sees the I don't know, what is his title? Mouth of the Senate?
Something like that.
Prime Senator, Mouth of the Senate.
I want to
look it up.
You keep going. I want to do my research thing.
Blue-haired. It's blue tentacle guy with the pointy tentacles on his face, head. Whatever. He sees Rampart sees him. He's like, if you'll excuse me, you know, he's like, basically, I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
And he passes by and he's like, are you certain the senator won't be a problem? And Rampart goes, I've taken care of it. There's nothing else she can do. And he's got this shit-eating grin on his face. And he's like, you know, you better, you know, no more delays on this vote. We need this vote. So here's what I thought was really interesting. There's, like we talked about last time, they're still putting up this whole farce that the Senate's actually in control.
Yeah.
And trying to make it seem like that way.
Here,
like, why do you think that is?
I don't know. I found the guys, Masameda. Screen male politician. Grand Visor. There it is.
Grand Visor. Okay.
Grand Visor. Yep. And then did he get a vice chair of the Galactic Senate, Chancellor, Defense event? Anything else interesting about him? I mean, no, he's like 6'5". There's that.
He's gigantic then.
Yeah, he's a big fella. Affiliations, Coruscant provision. Yeah. Huh. How about that?
How about that?
How about that?
So Chuchi walks in and says, this is where the Senate gathers to discuss many pressing issues and legislation. And it's just weird seeing no one in there. But it's gigantic.
I was waiting for Omega to start looking for like everybody else. Be like, Echo.
And then you hear this, yes.
Crap, you weren't supposed to be here.
No. And Chuchi's basically explaining the Senate, kind of how the basics of the Senate to Omega, because she has no clue. She asked, and she said, each pod belongs to the numerous representatives and delegates.
So many. I wonder what the official count is. I'm not going to look it up right now. But...
And she's like, which one belongs to the clones? And she's like, clones don't have representation in the Senate. And Omega's like, why not? We're part of the galaxy too. And then Chuchi basically just explains how basically the galaxy doesn't view clones as people.
You know, I had to keep reminding myself over and over again that Omega is a clone. Like,
Mm-hmm.
especially with these episodes right now with Chuchi and the Senate, and they're talking about like clone rights. I keep thinking of the soldiers, but that applies to at least Omega as well.
Yeah, she's just in. She's a natural clone, which is weird to say.
Yeah, is that a thing? It's a thing. It's a
Natural
thing now.
clone. You make me feel.
So now we get to see Chuchi and she with Bale. I think she's with Bale. Yeah, she's with Bale. Looks like the
They're
kind of
walking.
same street where she was standing up on the curb. Voiced by Phil Lamar through the series as well, by the way. So
Hermes.
yeah. Mm-hmm. He's very good at being a bureaucrat. So
what grade?
He was a grade. Did he get to 99? Which way did he go? No, they went the other way. Smaller was better, I think. Grade.
Wasn't he like grade 37 or something like that?
It changed because there's one episode where he got like demoted a few times, and
oh, that was the one with the supervisor and like fries, like, you naughty, dirty, dirty boy.
let's see, Morgan Proctor. That was Morgan Proctor. She was like a grade 19, and so Hermes was 36. Yeah,
36. Yeah, that's the one. She had the thing for Fry and promoted him.
Yeah, the smaller number was better because they met the grade 1, the old guy in the flying desk, in like the library thing. Yeah, or not the library, but the central bureaucracy, whatever it's called.
With the where they always sing songs.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, they're just talking about the conspiracies going on in the Senate right now.
All of the conspiracies.
And
this is just the ones we know about. I wonder how much other shady shit was going on, like smaller things, right? Like this is the big thing.
Well, it's politics.
Yeah, it was full of it, full of shadiness.
Full of shadiness. And
so was this the episode? I remember us talking a few weeks back, and we were like, I want to learn more about the Senate.
Yep.
Was it this episode, or was it the one prior?
It was the one prior where it was 7. And that's where we started learning about Chuchi and the Senate and stuff. And that's what got us interested in, like, okay, I actually want to know more how it actually operates.
Chuchi and the Senate sounds like an awesome 70s funk band that you would see like on
Soul Chuchi Trainers. And the Senate. They're like, and then they have like, it's like Boney M with that one guy who does, the bring your brother, bring your little brother.
Got real funky bass lines. Chuchi.
Yeah, baby. Welcome, Chuchi in the Senate.
Oh my God. We'll get t-shirts made.
I know what the episode title is for this one.
Boys talking about
Chuchi in the Senate. Funk style.
Talk about that funky Chuchi.
Oh, that funky Chuchi. Oh, watch out for that funky Chuchi. It'll get you.
Where that funky Chuchi blue girl.
Clone boy.
Yeah, there we go. So how does it's weird. Like I guess when it's not in session, it's not very full.
No.
Because they're obviously like sneaking around in the place where they're going to meet later to discuss everything. So it would be kind of obvious they're wheeling and dealing together at the same time.
But then they get caught and people watch them.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah.
I didn't even think about that. So they're basically just talking about what's going on right now.
Yep. So she says she's going to be resourceful. Like they know that there's eyes on them. And
somebody's Bill's kind of watching me.
Like kind of sort of offering to help, but she's pretty resourceful herself.
Yeah.
Like that Chuchi is. And I love that. So Omega, and I'm noticing that theme now, like more and more, like there's several mostly like strong female characters that Omega's getting to follow around and see things and learn from.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because first it was Sid.
Yeah. We had Sid. We had the pirate
Wanda
lady.
Sykes.
Yeah.
What is her name?
I forgot her name. And now we got Chuchi. We've got who else did she learn from?
Well, very important first, Nala say.
I'll say, yeah.
Well, that's the first.
But as she's like seeing the world, she finds somebody like constantly to follow around, which is good. Like I think it's kind of cool.
Which is actually really cool because there's going to be some people like, oh, this is too woke. Why? Because representation matters, and you get a female character who finds another strong female character to learn from.
I haven't heard any backlash on any of these yet, though.
I haven't either. I'm sure it's coming though. It's probably because they haven't listened to our podcast and made the connection yet.
That could be it. But as you know, as much backlash and stuff as we got about Rey in the final trilogy,
Or Rose,
yeah, but I don't see where you really could in this, like it, or it could where the backlash could come from in it. I mean, the show's been pretty well rounded and like showing sides from everywhere. Like everybody's getting the hand in the pot on action and growth and learning and stuff.
Right.
But I do love that she's like finding somebody to follow. Like each episode, like you see her taking on traits from people that she meets constantly. That's what kids do, right? Even though she's older, technically.
Yep.
But she's still learning because she was isolated. I mean, she was basically like homeschooled for the first half of her life, and then she got thrust into the world with a bunch of like, it's like you grew up homeschooled for the first 12 years of your life. Now you get to go live with a biker gang for the next 10. Like that's basically what she's living right now.
What's the name of the biker gang? The Space Mayans.
Space Mayans. But yeah, like that is a great analogy. I can pull that out of nowhere, buddy.
That is a great analogy. Bravo, sir. Bravo. Yeah, so Chuchi's just talking to Bale, and then Bale says, if you're intent on going through with this, because Chuchi's saying Rampart was there. Rampart did this to Camino.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is our witness is gone now. Our witness has been killed. And Bale's like, if you're planning on going through with this, which he's kind of telling her not to because it's so dangerous, but he knows he's not going to dissuade her.
Yeah.
He said, there is someone you should speak with. But her cooperation may not be forthcoming. And then he goes, what's her name? Halle Bertoni. Sounds very Batman villainish.
It does. Or like a awesome pizza place. So
hey, come to Halle Bertoni's.
We got pepperoni. We got the sausage. We got the terrible Italian accents. Come try it out. Good God.
Omega's like, who's that? And Bale turns around. And Chuchi goes, former senator from Camino. She's part of the Defense Finance Committee before being removed from office.
Yep.
And Bale just says, follow the money. It always leads a trail. Is that not just always a theme for any show?
It really is.
Senate politics or like corporations.
Or any of that. Something shady's happening. Follow the money. There's very few other reasons for things to go shady besides money.
Yeah.
Like it's like money and then like secret babies. That's like the number 2 thing that, which, I guess money and secret children. That's kind of the theme of Star Wars. Like we got Jedi kids hid out, younglings that survived. We got, little clone Omega here. And yeah, secret kids and money. There it is.
Oh, Clomega. Sounds like a disease.
Sounds like something that Chof would fantasize about. The Clomega.
Clomega. That's on a bird.
That's on a bird. That's on a huge ass chicken.
It's on a huge ass chicken. Then as Bale's walking away, you hear Rampart's voice. A vote for the defense recruitment bill is a vote for the future. Buy war bonds.
Pretty much.
That's what it reminded me of.
You sketchy bastard.
Sketchy bastard. And
speaking of sketchy,
a little bit.
So Senator Bertoni, Hallie Bertoni, is Kaminoan. And so we were watching this, me and I think me and my daughter might have been watching this or seen some of it. And I was like, man, that like she looks familiar, and I couldn't place it. It's like if Ursula from The Little Mermaid had gastric bypass surgery, and just like she just like
it got skinny really, really quick,
like way too fast. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, not knocking anybody that's had it done. Totally needed at times. I get it, but that's the thought that came to my head. And sometimes my filter doesn't catch things. Like we shouldn't think these things or say them out loud, but you know what?
We are,
and she does. So
we'll say what you all think.
Get your own podcast. So,
well, and then look, you've got Flotsam and Jetsam behind her.
Yeah.
And then you think she's gonna tell, Chuchi's gonna ask her, where can I, what can I do to get your trust? And you think Hallie's gonna go, you can use your body language.
But she like does her neck all like.
Yeah. I want like Kaminoans to pull out like tambourines when they do that though too.
No, a little odd, but
yeah.
rolling around, playing some Def Leppard, pour some sugar.
The clone mamas and the papa, they'd just be the plopas.
Yeah. Well, they're all clones. They're not really mamas or papas. They're just they're just there.
They're the petri dishes.
Yeah. Yeah. You came from tube A, you came from tube B.
That's your designation now.
Is it 2B or is it not 2B? I don't know. That is the question.
That is the clone question.
God dang it. We've gotten cheesier as we've been doing this longer.
Yeah.
Whatever, I'm here for it.
You know what? People dig it. When I mean people, we dig it. That's all that matters.
And B-Rob sometimes.
Sometimes. All right, Hallie asks her, she does the Kaminoan, are armed guards necessary? The way they talk, it makes me, do you remember Stevie from Malcolm in the Middle? His little friend in the wheelchair?
That was something I never watched. I never watched Malcolm.
Oh, you didn't?
No, okay. That was in my non-TV time.
Malcolm had a little friend that talked, Stevie, I think was his name, and he always talked like he was out of breath.
Well, maybe he was.
Maybe. Damn it, now you made me feel bad.
Maybe you shouldn't be so judgy.
Maybe I shouldn't be so judgy.
After I make the gastric bypass.
And this has been the last episode of Everyman's Guide to Nerdom.
Yeah, that was a good one. Let's go out on. Okay, I got more than if we're going out on that. We're going. By God, we're going to make it good.
We're going out on top. And then the guards kind of. I love that. She goes, "Are they really necessary?" The guards shrugged their shoulders and walked off.
Guess not.
Apparently not. She's like, "It's a matter I must discuss with you." And she looks, and you can tell she recognizes Omega.
She's like, "Oh, I remember you, you poor unfortunate soul." You
poor unfortunate soul. No clones.
Maybe two.
This one is really stupid. Oh. And this one's got the goggles. How about you?
I hope that if you guys are listening to this, you've at least watched the episode or you're going back now, because it makes a whole lot more sense if you see what we're seeing.
Yes. She's asking her, where did the funding go? The defense, what did she say? The defense funding?
She probably bought a bunch of purses and
light purple colored
purple purses, and
funding for the clone facilities has been siphoned off for years. You had to have known. And she said, of course I did. Yes, where did the money go? Who diverted the funds?
To my tummy tuck.
To my tummy tuck. Like, you're a fool for bringing me here. They went to Prince Eric. she basically said, you're a fool to bring me here. Do you know what happens when you dig around where you shouldn't? This is what the shit we're talking about for the Senate politics.
Mm-hmm. Like, this is all backroom, like, sketchy. Like, there's the big stuff that happens on the floor where they vote on things and they debate and a lot of pomp and circumstance and all, whatever, making it look good. But this is where the meat of it is. Shady backroom deals with long neck.
With the long neck and 3 horns.
Yeah.
And big tooth. Or sharp tooth.
Sarah.
Yep.
I still hate Sarah.
I do too. Sarah was mean.
Mm-hmm. She was.
So she said, do you know what happens when you mess around where you shouldn't? Your people deserve to. And she said, my people are gone. The few remaining Kaminoans are of no importance to me. And therefore not my concern. She's basically just given up. She's like, we're the last of the species. I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
And she asked her, good.
Oh, no, I was saying, like, yeah, we're done. There's not much of us left. They got wiped out.
Mm-hmm. And she's like, why do you care, child? And Omega's like, I'm a clone too. I saw the Empire destroy everything. They wiped out my home. What they did, it's not right. And you can see her kind of, I suspected an attack was imminent, and you see her little lip tremble.
Mm-hmm.
Lama Su is arrogant, too confident his clones were a necessity to the Empire. Here's where it gets deep.
Blood sugar's low.
Yeah, his blood sugar's low.
I gotta stop. Can't make any more of those. Okay, all right, no more.
No, keep them going. This is entertainment.
She looks like so angry about everything, but she is. Like, she got found out.
Yeah.
But she looks hurt and confused at the same time. Like you found me out, and she's God, I can't. I had a whole thing I was gonna go on, but I'm not going to do that one. Never mind. But like, look at her little headband thing. She looks like it's like a flapper, like from the 20s, like the headband thing that they would wear.
Yeah. Hey, Dapper Dan.
Doing Charleston, and like, we don't have a whole lot of 20s references. We're sorry. We're in the news for the 20s.
We got a couple. When she walked in, Omega goes, she's got a crazy set of gams. And they're like, Gamorreans? No, gams. And she's like, she basically told her, you have to testify in front of the Senate.
There's a stick of Charleston Chew in her purse. Gives me vigor.
I'll tell you what killed the Senate. It was the moving picture box.
Mm-hmm.
She told him, I'll testify, but you need more than me. You need concrete proof. And Chuchi's like, I need both, and I'm running out of time. And they just kind of look at her, and then the scene, goes on, and we're at Rampart ship.
I like that they're still using the very, like, the scene transitions aren't anything fancy. They're those screen wipes, right? So you have like the circular wipe, and you have the vertical and the horizontal wipe that they used in episode, like, started with the first movie with episode 4.
Right.
And so if you go back and you watch those, and it's something that I didn't catch for a long time. I never really paid attention to the scene transitions, but it stays pretty consistent through pretty much all media after that point. I can't remember if it happened a lot in the new trilogy or not. I think it did, but there's something about seeing those very simple transitions like that just they just get me right in my happy place. Like,
yeah, nostalgia.
Mm-hmm. They have to keep with the theme.
I get that. Basically the reason we haven't told you guys what's going on, they're just sneaking through the Rampart ship right now. It's like the damn race all over again.
Being super sneaky, gonna be so sneaky, never gonna catch us being no so sneaky. Yeah.
Bender's going nuts behind me.
Calm down, Bender.
So they're trying to get the evidence they need. and they're going through the maintenance tunnels, and they're like, we got to go through, the maintenance tunnels of Coruscant. And they're like, well, that's the last place you want to be. And Rex is like, it's worth the risk. So he's like, I'm working with a few contacts I trust, but we're spread thin. We need this. Help's hard to come by these days. And Wrecker's cutting through this, and he's like, I got it.
Doing Wrecker stuff.
Doing Wrecker stuff.
Ray shields. I'm a tank.
I'm a tank. Choo choo.
Oh God.
And they're like, what's going on? And Tech's like, we're gonna improvise.
I keep waiting for Wrecker to get like hurt really bad, and they throw him, like in some med bay, and you zoom in, you see he's like floating in the back of water, and then he comes to, he's like,
and then he points at his eye, the bat. He goes, "This is my good eye.
Look at me in my good eye." Oh shit.
We're really checking all the boxes today.
Yep. So now we're on to
what was that?
What?
They're at the bay.
Drink. Oh.
No, they're at the bay.
Yeah.
And then they're sneaking around in the dark. But okay, see that like the dog, right?
Well, yeah, but what is that?
But look, it looks like something's writing on it.
I think it's just got spikes.
I think it does too, but does it look like a little Babu Fret is writing on it or something?
Like one of the little mechanics from Mandalorian, like the little tiny guys.
Babu Frets.
Oh, that's what they are? Okay, I couldn't think of what they were called.
Babu Fret's the guy's name. I don't know what they're called.
Those guys.
Yeah, those guys.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see everything's going on here.
Yeah, our typical Star Wars sneaking around the spaceport scenes. This happens a lot. Like there's so much sneaking. I love where this season has went with the things that they're doing. Right, they were sneaky. From here on, like it's a lot more sneaky, a lot more clandestine, and like very like spec ops feeling type stuff, like you would see from some really cool like spy movies and action movies where you send in the crack team to do the crazy job, and but it's like not a lot of gunfire until it needs to be. So right. I've really been enjoying this direction they've been going with it. So he hijacks the I'll
be right back.
Little speeder. Oh, your bender got stuck. I hate it when that happens. And so they're sneaking onto the ship. They took over a little transport cruiser thing. I can't think of the designation on it. Doesn't really matter. So they landed on the ship and they're getting ready to break in. So this is where they're going to get the logs. They're at Rampart's Venator. Again, using one of those universal ports that I don't know, whoever designed that's making a killing, but it's really a big security flaw because anybody can get into anywhere apparently. And they make their way onto the ship. Like these are the scenes I don't know. I would like to go back and just try to get a count of how many sneaking through a ship scenes there are in all of Star Wars, like video media, like scenes that look like this.
200.
Probably. I guarantee you there's more than 30.
Yeah.
And so it's a scene that we've seen over and over again, but it's still good. Like that's when you can take something that's been done and do it again several times over and over again and still make it interesting. I think there's a little skill in that. I think that's part of the requirements to be a Star Wars writer.
Yeah.
But what we're going to do, let's just do it again, but a little bit different. Okay.
Well, it's like that old Family Guy joke when they're interviewing Stephen King. And like, Stephen, what's your next movie about? And he's looking around and he goes, it's Lamp Monster. Ooh. And they go, you're not even trying now, are you? And they go, we'll take it.
We'll take it. Just sign the check.
Sign the check. Okay, so they're sneaking around on a Star Destroyer.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
Stealing information.
Looking for something.
Yeah, they're stealing information.
Yeah.
Using a data pad.
Okay. And they don't have a lot of time once they break in.
They don't have a lot of time, no.
So all right, write it up. We'll put it on episode 8.
Mm-hmm.
And
we'll put it on 8 and 10, and we'll put it in episode 15, and we'll also throw some in the Mandalorian. And we got any new movies coming out? We've got
Rangers of the New Republic.
Yeah,
Let's have
Rangers?
a sneak scene.
You want to put it on the Rangers? Okay, yeah, throw that on there on the storyboard. All right, thanks, Steve. So yeah, it's
You're welcome.
God dang it.
So basically,
we needed this level of bullshittery in the racing episode.
Oh my God,
not
did
the
we
one where
ever.
stuff actually happened.
Yeah.
We could have talked about the whole thing.
So they're on the bridge.
Yep.
And Tech breaks in. He said, "Well, that is unfortunate. Thank you, Space Sheldon."
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, "Want to narrow that down? Energy conduits are offline. The only way to retrieve the data is to reroute power, which most likely signal a security breach. Like, how much time will we have?" And Tech's like, "Not much."
You're looking at the database. Oddly enough, Rampart did not log off of his Space OnlyFans account. Looking up some really weird stuff.
Wait, what is Blue Chooch? $29.99 a month.
So many credits. Oh, I guess. That's where the defense budget went. Rampart Space OnlyFans have it.
And then he's like, "I could do this," and it's just him in positions around the ship, just leaning. He's got the space cuffs up in the cell going,
"What else has he got to say?" Rampart's secret files don't look. Well, we're going to look, by guy. That's the weirdest looking Sarlacc I've ever seen in my life.
That's not a Sarlacc.
Not a Sarlacc. Oh, God.
But why does it have teeth?
Okay, so Rampart and his Sarlacc fetish. It's canon now.
You go in there, you won't come out for 1,000 seconds. Where was this again? During the race.
I don't know. I'm exhausted and delirious, and just things are happening. So
they're like, "Okay, do it." And then they, of course, they put their card in. Then Echo puts his nub in, and they turn the handle at the same time.
I wish it made really cool noises every time it spun up, like.
It sounds like a circus.
Start yelling, "Echo, keep it down! I can't help it.
I can't help it. They built it in.
I can't spin it without the music. Okay, I just need it."
Every time that plays, Wrecker starts dancing.
Yeah, he just does like the happy, the happy Russian bear dance.
Yeah. And Omega throws a fish at him for him to eat when he gets done.
I'm a stereotype.
I'm a stereotype. You all are welcome. We're entertaining. The clone troopers watching this say, "Patrol squads to trench Alpha 7. Something's going on. Onboard sentries report to the bridge. There's something going on." And we see the clone troopers running out. Yeah. Like Wrecker sealed the door. Wrecker, the old Star Wars shoot the door thing. And
we don't have much time. They're right there shooting the door again.
Yep. And you see it opening up. And they're like, "Tech, hurry up." And like, "We are hurrying as fast as possible." Doors pop open, and here comes the stuns.
Yep. The donuts of sleepiness.
The donut. That's what they are.
They're scrambling scrambling the fighters. I like how I guess it makes sense for the episode that it's like docked up on the vendors docked on the rail things, like in an actual, like a dry dock for, real ships, water ships.
Yeah.
For
water ships.
For water ships. That's the technical term for the ships that
water
go on
ships.
Water ships. Yes. Coining it now. If we don't want, well, you got spaceships, so you got to differentiate.
And you got water ships,
and then you got water ships. Yeah. And you have warships, which are both, but
then basically they're outnumbered. And so they need to do something. So they start the engines up, and that
Yep.
ship starts moving, and which is confusing the clones, the regular clones.
Yeah. And the ships are rocking.
Don't come in a knocking. But the ship is basically going off of the dock at this point. It falls down.
Mm-hmm. Got a little teeter to it. And you're using that as their method for escape. So we got our classic Star Wars spaceship hallway shootouts. Get to the pods.
Get to the pods.
Yeah, and like they're not operational. Like, well, we just need them all to basically just need them all fire off. They don't need to go far.
No, they just need to escape. And oddly enough, theirs is the only one that went in one direction.
Yeah, all the other ones were in sync the other direction.
Yep, they were in sync. I think there was some. If you look, there were some boys back there in the back street. Yeah, on the back street.
Mm-hmm.
You see all that steam? It must be at least 98 degrees.
At least, well, Celsius.
At least Celsius, yes.
Yeah, we're getting closer.
Yes.
2 more.
Yeah. Oh, LFO. Girls of Summer.
That was terrible.
Yeah.
I'm ashamed of that. I'm ashamed of that.
I'm not. I'm proud of us. And if you guys really want to know what we were talking about, ask B-Rob.
Yeah, B-Rob knows.
Huge fan of all that. Had a picture of every one of those.
Mm-hmm. And frosted tips in college.
And frosted tips. Mm-hmm. And the necklace. The choker.
Well, we all had that one.
Damn it. No, you're not supposed to tell them we had it.
We did.
Yeah, we did.
So they landed their escape shuttle. One of the few times in Star Wars an escape shuttle actually helped somebody escape.
That's true. And didn't get shot down or whatnot.
No deserts to comb or nothing that. So they're still swarming the ship. But they got the information. They're making their way out. Now we're at the Senate.
Finally, and Senate's in session. And Rampart's talking. And he's like, you got what you wanted, Chuchi. There's no reason to delay this vote. Chuchi comes down and said, we cannot take you on your word when you have given us reason not to. And she has Halle Berry behind her.
Mm-hmm.
Halle Bertoni. You were responsible for diverting the Kaminoan funding. And he's like, you believe the lies of the disgraced senator? And Chuchi's like, a formal investigation should clear things up, unless you want to tell us now where those funds went. And Rampart gets visibly shaken.
Yep. Like he knows, like, oh, they're on to me. But he's shaking, but he still thinks he's got his cover, right?
Yep.
We see that Omega gets the data.
Mm-hmm. And they're like, give this to Chuchi.
Mm-hmm. I like it. Man, he politicians the crap out of this too. He's like, the funds were redistributed, not misappropriated.
Yep.
And he's like, we can't talk about certain, military things and blah, blah, blah. He's politicianing the shit out of it.
Yeah.
This is where we have Chuchi's like, nope. Like she's putting the hammer down here. Like they were destroyed. The Kaminoan facilities were destroyed.
Intentionally eliminated, which is a huge accusation to make.
Mm-hmm. And then we got a lot of harump from the Senate. Harump.
Robble.
Mm-hmm.
And Rampart you see him? His mouth was open, just looking around.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, what? Oh, like this bitch has me in checkmate right now.
She does.
He's like, I will not dignify such baseless accusations.
I still think he looks like Woody off of Toy Story. I
think so too.
I cannot get past that. No matter
Ursula
what.
meets Woody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He thought all his secrets were safe. Then he found out somebody poisoned the water hole. And actually he poisoned the water hole with
he poisoned the water hole
with the Photon Bukkake launcher. Just one giant water hole, just pew, 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 splash, splash, splash. Mm-hmm.
Photon Bukkake, full circle, folks. Full circle.
We finally made it back to it.
And then the weird three-fingered, bug-eyed senator goes, I motion that Senator Chuchi be removed from these proceedings.
Yeah, be careful with that one.
Yeah, and she be censured for her misconduct. And there was a second, and then Omega goes, Senator Organa, got it. Gives it to Bale, and Bale goes, He's like, quickly to the sky sled.
Yeah. Woo! Not very speedy, those sleds.
No,
I guess they don't have to be.
It's like the Austin Powers. No.
Please wait 5 minutes while I bring this evidence to the floor. I have to travel 7 meters.
He's hitting this thing. He's like, can this thing go any faster?
Damn you!
We forgot to put the batteries in.
There's a little guy in the bottom. Okay. Wrong one. Wrong fender.
It's a little guy on a bicycle.
Yeah.
And he's like, Senators, new evidence has come to light, which must be considered. And he gives it to Chuchi's guard.
Looks like a lunchbox.
It does look like a lunchbox.
Or a comically large padlock. One of the two.
Or a kid's iPad in a case.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. One of those. Yep. She fires it up. It's nothing but just like Flappy Bird.
YouTube kids.
Yeah. Don't ruin my Candy Crush score. Don't start it over.
Yeah, don't do it. And Chuchi holds it up. I was like, here, hold on. I got it. She puts the tape in and brings up archive footage of Rampart ship destroying the entire civilization.
Mm-hmm. Pew, pew, pews all around.
And Omega looks sad, and you can see multiple ships destroying it. It's a buster call for those of you familiar with One Piece.
And so you can see around the Senate, like all. Finally, they listen to the Chuchi.
Yep.
Right. You know, the Chuchi will not lead you astray.
All of the Chuchi.
All the Chuchi.
And then, yeah, this is big.
Mas, what did I say his name was? Mas Ameda and Palpatine.
And yeah, like you
Palpatine.
Can see that the tide has turned.
Mm-hmm.
And Palpatine rises from the middle of the Senate floor with
and is pissed.
The Grand Visor.
Like you just know he is. Like there's nothing from his expression because he always looks like that. He's like, man, like he was down in the basement watching these stories, all happy, you know.
Korean soaps.
Space Price is Right was on, and
damn you, wheel. Space Bob Barker.
Mm-hmm. Yep, get risen from his slumber down there to address the Senate.
Rise.
He bet $1. That cheeky bastard. I can't do a good Palpatine.
He bid $1.
I was about to watch Plinko.
I'll take door number 2. And it goes, it would appear Senator Chuchi's horrific assertions are correct. This is Blue Play-Doh, man.
Mm-hmm.
The unprovoked attack in Camino was a cowardly act by Admiral Rampart. And Rampart's like, what? The watering hole?
What? Say, what?
And then I was very disappointed he didn't Kermit the Frog it at that point.
Kermit the Frog it.
No! Yeah, started waving his hands around. Running around.
That's more of a Pee-wee's Playhouse secret word.
Ah! You know what the secret word is? Annihilation.
Treason.
Treason. Chuchi.
Cherry may be a descendant of Chuchi. Yeah, they're both blue. Chuchi sits on the Senate. Cherry gets sit on. It's a ooh. Now I think that we're not going down that rabbit hole. Never mind. Nope, not today. Weird things happening.
Well, if you sit on Cherry, you're like, "This is mine. Possession is 9/10 of the law."
Just flaps them little arm. They were actually arms.
Yep, they were.
Just hangs you in there. It's like, oh, you're not going anywhere. You just keep sitting right there on my little chair face.
We're space filthy today. I'm sorry.
Freaky ass recliner.
This is what happens when we don't record for a week.
Mm-hmm.
And you let us think.
Maybe we should start doing 2 weeks at a time.
If we did that, we would get through Mandalorian in 2024.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we won't make it very far.
No. Anyways, but they're saying, you know, he did this to further his own personal agenda. Guards arrest and detain the admiral. And here comes the clone troopers with the red.
Yep.
Which I thought those were Inferno troopers, but that's like the beginning of the red guards, the Emperor's personal guards. What are they?
Yeah.
Predatory?
The ones that
guards?
were like all red?
Yeah.
Like with the cloaks and...
Yeah.
Ah. I like this view from Palpatine. Like, looking out over the Senate. It's very, you know, prequel-esque looking.
Yeah.
Man,
it looks like some weird robots. Like, see the eyes lit up?
You get the eyes lit up, and you can see, I think that's like just to the left of Palpatine's head. Is that Chuchi? Left, or is
like
that
right there?
Yeah, that's right Chuchi. To the left. And then you can see Bail.
He's the only one that's lit up.
Well, no, up top left corner, you can see Bail Organa is lit up.
Oh, yeah.
Even more. And then like down the bottom, in the middle, in the center, where there's two, like you can see it right there is where they have Mephisto. He was actually in the Senate that day.
Do you see me leaning in going?
I did, out of the corner of my eye. I was like, I can't make eye contact or he'll break.
Yeah, that's you would have. I would have broke, but damn you. No, because I'm looking, I'm like, who else can we see?
Who else is him? Where's Waldo?
Where's Waldo? You know what this reminds me of? The helping hands in Labyrinth.
Oh, kind of does, doesn't it?
Yeah. Look, they're forming the stuff like she chose Chuchi. You know? But yeah, this is a really cool looking scene, even if Kyle ruined it.
Yeah, that's fine. It was worth it.
It was worth it. He's like, I assure you, Admiral Rampart will face the consequences for his treachery. And Rampart is like, and he's like, Rampart did not act alone. The fact that the clones under his command so blindly followed orders, and here it comes full circle, inflicting such carnage without hesitation, gives me pause. He completely flipped it.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps it's time for a change. Now more than ever, this is the way to get rid of the clones. Build a strong galaxy requires protection and security.
Due to the nefarious
action. Yep.
Rampart. And he's going to build a floor today. Get to it, Palpatine. In my opinion, this legislation is our future. So now he's throwing his I guess his cowl in the ring.
Yeah.
For getting rid of the clones and bringing in conscripts. Heralded by the Imperial Stormtrooper. So yeah, they were playing checkers this whole time, and the Emperor's playing the Jark. So he's got backup plans for his backup plans.
It's that whole Sith long game.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You find a way to win, or do you find a way to win? It's like
losing's not.
That was so well played. Like, as much as you hate it, you got to respect it.
Oh, that was fantastic.
That was a smooth move. Like,
that was fantastic.
Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, and we did get to see, the Emperor again voiced by Ian, I can never say his name right. Ian McDiarmid. OG Palpatine.
Yep.
Still kicking. He's like old.
The trilogy movies and the new ones.
Mm-hmm. How old
is
the
he original?
Now? He was born in 44, so he's like 60. Old. He's almost 80. He's like 79.
He was a World War II baby.
Yeah, he's an old fella. Still kicking.
Which is awesome. He's still doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Senate approval for the Stormtrooper program. The fate of all clones is now sealed because of us. And they're like, we just messed up.
Mm-hmm.
What's going to happen to them? And Chuchi's like, I don't know. But I will keep fighting for the clones. Like, do I even want to go there?
Might as well.
Yeah, fuck him. Some people have like a Asian fetish. Some people have a white fetish. Chuchi's got a clone fetish.
Mm-hmm.
She's always going after those clones.
Always after them clones.
That's her.
I'm trying to think of something for it. I'm working on it.
That's her. Here's where it comes closer. That's what Rampart. That explains the hate because that's been her niche on only Chuchis.
Only Chuchis.
The
Yep.
Space Only fans. The blue Chooch.
All these videos look the same.
Why is this one called a Chooch? 8 clones in Photon Bukkake.
I'm not even going to make all the jokes.
I knew you. I know
I'll go way too far with it. It goes after the show.
But she's like,
join the Discord for the extra content.
Yeah, for the extra content. Like, if you need anything, Rex, say the word, and like, Senator. And Echo's like, Hunter's like, wherever you end up, remember what I said. And Omega's like, wait, what? What's going on here?
Yeah.
And Wrecker, don't get into trouble without us. And Omega goes, without us. And you hear Tech go, best of luck, Echo. And luck with what?
Yeah. Nobody filled in Omega.
She's like, I'm going with Rex. And she looks at Rex, and Rex just looks at her. Such a smirk.
Got him.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
And
should have kept up with your fantasy clone league. You lost him in negotiations.
Mm-hmm. But she's like, we need you to. You can't go. She's losing one of her father figures.
Yep.
And he's like, this isn't forever. Keep up with your training while I'm gone. Understood. And don't forget, he was the one who was training her.
Mm-hmm.
The main one.
Yeah, he was.
And she hugs him, and he was surprised, and he hugs her back. And she's like, yes, sir. She's crying. Like, you feel bad on this scene.
Yeah. Well, she's losing, a brother and a father figure at the same time. Yeah. At the same time.
And he's like, keep an eye on them. And she's like, yes, sir. Runs off, and Rex and Chuchi actually look pretty sad. And Omega does the typical, look back. And then runs onto the ship. And you can tell Hunter was saying something to her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're going to have a little talk. This is such a good episode.
It was a great
I still
episode.
feel like this was the turning point one. Right? Like, she's holding her, whatever. She's got a name for that stuff.
That's a loth cat.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a loth cat.
I thought she actually gave it a name. Anyway.
She did. I don't remember what it is, though.
So I think this is our turning point episode now that I've caught up and finished the entire season. Definitely the turning point episode.
Right.
And it just gets so good from here.
This was a great episode. It really was. It was just, it captivates you. It left me wanting more.
Mm-hmm. Well, and this is the one because like I was going to, I'm going to wait and watch them as we review them. But after I watch this one, I'm like, nope. I'm plowing through it tonight. We're going to watch them all. And I did. And finished like Friday night. Like, well, I guess it's been Saturday morning, like 2:00 in the morning. When I text like, I got them all done. Watched them all. Like, it was a good one.
It was such a good one. I mean, what did you all think?
Yeah, let us know. Join the Discord so you can
let us know.
So, great episode. We'll be hitting episode 9 next week.
Mm-hmm. And then we will be taking another week off towards the end of the month. 2 weeks, I think.
2-3 weeks, somewhere in there, towards the end of April.
Mr. Kyle has a school trip to take.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We'll be gone to Florida for a week. So,
and not for fun.
I'll find something to do. I'm out there. I'll just chaperoning, and I think I got to work the conference like 2 days too on there. But, yeah, be a fun little trip. Get to drive all the way to Orlando in like a van. That's going to be great. I'm extremely excited, as you can tell. And I'm not a very good passenger when it comes to road trips. Like, I have to drive. I'm that guy. Like, I don't like to ride. Like, it's not like get car sick or anything. Like, I'm going that far. Like, I would rather drive. myself than be riding along. So it's going to be a long trip.
So are you driving the kids?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh,
yep. It's gonna be. I'm only taking 2. So.
Okay, well that's not bad.
Me, 2 of them, and one additional chaperone.
But they are teenagers, so you might want to make sure that tell them. All right, here's Mr. Kyle's checklist. The first top one is shower. Number 2 is deodorant.
I'm throwing them in the very back of the van. They'll be fine. They're good kids. I'm excited for them. It'll be a fun trip.
It'll be fun. So with that, this has been Every Man's Guide to Nerddom. I'm Chris.
And I'm Kyle. And wherever you guys are, have a great evening, night, morning, whatever time it is, wherever you are. And please be good to each other.
Stay fresh, cheese bags.
See ya.
See ya.
Nerd Corker, rise up. It could get elevated. Nerd